¿Qué pasa, YouTube? 6foot Hacks here. After you guys today, the team building video for week 7 of the TBU. Now, of course, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hammer that like button down below and let me know in the comment section below what you think about our matchup this week and what you think about the squad that we are bringing for week 7 of the TBU. Now, guys, I hate to say this, but I think we may be taking an L this week. Like, we have such a terrible matchup. Yeah, like, it's only 2 minutes in. Not even 2 minutes in, it's already like, well, crap, we're probably gonna lose. But no, that's not to say that I'm gonna use that as an excuse. No, I'm definitely gonna be playing my best, and I will be trying my hardest to take a W for me, for you, for us, the Durham Druddigons, in week 7 of the TBU. But I'm just saying, if we lose, don't be surprised, because like I said, this is such a bad, like, I thought my matchup against my boy Skyrander week 2 was bad. No, luckily in that matchup he didn't bring sand, and I made some pretty decent plays that won me the match. But Riz is also a pretty decently good player from what I've heard and what I've seen, and he has rain instead of sand, and in rain he's got Kingdra, and Kingdra wouldn't typically be too big of an issue, because I mean, I have Registeel and I have Pikamuku, right? But no, he also has Tornadus, which can just spam Hurricane potentially, or just be stupidly annoying with like taunt and leftovers. And then he also has Nidoking, which is absolute, like, Nidoking literally just drops me on my neck. Like, there's nothing I can do about Nidoking but accept the fact that it's coming and that it's going to oppose its will on me, because that is how good Nidoking is in this matchup. Like, it's scary, man. Nidoking and Nidoqueen are definitely two Pokemon I really want to use in future drafts, so really excited whenever I will get to use them. But for right now, we have to face them, and like I said, man, the scary thing about this is that Nidoking can just, like, Riz can literally just run modest Nidoking and not suffer from it at all. Like, that is how the speed tiers in this match work. Timid Nidoking doesn't outspeed anything that modest Nidoking wouldn't outspeed in this matchup, and that's scary, because that just means Nidoking is going to be doing even more damage. But yeah, Nidoking is terrifying. So let's go ahead and get this started. Let's take a look at the first Pokemon we are bringing, and then I will show you guys what I think Riz will want to bring. So first off, as you can see here, we got good old Lando T, aka Lantonio. I will be putting in the nicknames as I go, because I kind of forgot to. I can't spell. Why can't I not spell? That's not even how you spell. What's going on? Okay, thank you. I thought I forgot how to spell. So, the 6 mods I expect Riz to bring are as follows. First off, I think these 4 Pokemon, like, he's 99.9% sure going to bring these 4 Pokemon, just because these 4 Pokemon have an absolutely amazing matchup this game. SD Scizor, SD Mega Scizor, arguably SD, not SD, but arguably Mega Scizor is like top 5, maybe top 3 best Megas in draft format from what I've heard. So the last 2 mons I think is going to bring are either going to be Snorlax and Mimikyu, or definitely Politoed along with Kingdra. If he doesn't want to bring Uxie, which I guess I could see him leaving Uxie, but Uxie is just really bulky and annoying in this matchup, can get up rocks, can gain a momentum and kind of pressure me a bit, but he could also have rocks on Nidoking, and if he has rocks on Nidoking, that means he doesn't have a coverage move, which is going to be pretty good going into this match. Speaking of Nidoking, this is more or less the 4 offensive moves I expect him to want to bring, because this hits literally everything and this scares me. So yeah, Nidoking, absolutely terrifying, but Uxie going to be really annoying in this matchup. Yeah, if he doesn't want to bring Uxie, then he can definitely bring like Snorlax or Mimikyu over Uxie along with Politoed and Kingdra. But I'm expecting him to definitely bring these 4, and then either Politoed, Kingdra, or Snorlax, Mimikyu. So yeah, anyways, Landorus T, also shout out to my boys Nerd Fury and Maddie Brolic for helping me build. So Landorus here is really awesome. This was originally going to be defensive adamant SD Tectonic Rage Landorus, but Maddie convinced me on running a double dance set, because the cool thing about this is that we also have dual screens Pyukumuku. Now this is not typically my kind of play style. My kind of play style is to just make sure I have checks for everything, and then from there I'll just maneuver around stuff. But the cool thing about this is that if he doesn't bring Defog Scizor, which if he does bring Defog Scizor, then that means it's Defog Scizor. It's literally not even a threat whatsoever. But he most likely will bring SD. I would have really loved to bring Spikes this matchup, but unfortunately Garbodor just does not fit on the squad this week. Little spoilers. But yeah, we have dual screens Pyukumuku. Spadef is so I can switch into Kingdra, Tornadus, and Nidoking if it doesn't have T-Bolt, which I'm praying it doesn't have T-Bolt, but he has no reason to not have T-Bolt. But this is my kind of switch into Tornadus along with one of our other Mons. And the cool thing about this is that, again, if he doesn't have Defog, I get up screens. So that'll let Lando T here be able to set up and sweep. I was going to say sweat up and sweep. But yeah, it'll let Lando set up and sweep. And at +2, it just about OHKOs everything that he has. So along with the Z move, Stone Edge, which turns into Continental Crush at +2, can OHKO everything except for like extremely max defense, max HP Uxie. Actually, I think like max HP Uxie can still live +2. I have to get up rocks and just kind of get off a little bit of chip. But yeah, that's kind of the initial idea. Even if I can't get up screens, there's still a chance I can SD or just rock polish late game and sweep with Landorus, or SD like mid game and just break something on his team for my team to take advantage of it. And as you guys saw, of course, we have good old Pyukumuku here, Mr. Square Up himself. Hold on. Moving on down the line, we have Moria, the Miss Magius. Miss Magius has been so good, dude. I've really been liking Miss Magius. She put in so much work in last week's battle. You guys should definitely check that out. A link to it is down below. But this speed is so I can outspeed Timid, max speed Nidoking. Now, yes, I know I said he has no reason to not run just modest, but just to be on the safe side, I want to run this. And the reason why I'm running less HP and max Spadef instead of like max HP and 156 in Spadef is so I can have less HP, so I can do slightly more damage to Nidoking with Pain Split, which is how I think it works. I can also gain back more HP and do more damage to Tornadus on the switch in, or Snorlax, but Miss Magius is more or less my switch into Nidoking. Now the cool thing about this is that even if he predicts me to switch into Miss Magius and Shadow Balls, and then predicts me to over predict the following turn and Shadow Ball again, after Pain Split, I put him in range of where Jolteon here can just come in and cleanly knock him out with the Hidden Power Ice. If not, then I force him out, and then Jolteon can actually, Jolteon puts in so much work to Riz's team, which is really cool, especially because I am a modest max special attack set. Jolteon, I think, can like 2 or 3 hit KO everything on Riz's team. I almost want to make this either Magnet or Life Orb, but I don't want to take the extra unnecessary damage and the damage output from Hidden Power Ice to Nidoking, and Shadow Ball to Uxie is just too good to pass up. And like I said, don't want to take the Life Orb damage. This was originally a timid bulky set, but even with over 100 EVs and HP, the damage output from that to 36 HP EVs, I think it's only like 2 to 3%, so there was really not that much benefit from having so much HP. Plus with these speed EVs, I outspeed a Tornadus that should be speed creeping max speed Jolly or max speed Timid Infernape. So it should be running 177 speed on Riz should be running 177 speed on this Tornadus, because I saw from his team building video that he likes to speed creep, so that's really nice info. So if he does speed creep, then he only has to speed creep my Infernape. So then that way Jolteon is guaranteed to outspeed him. Tornadus, if it's faster than my Jolteon, could be a humongous issue late game potentially, depending on how things go. But I am modest max special attack, so I should be able to just straight Oko it if I can definitely live one hit from it, which he should never be leaving in Tornadus against my Jolteon because I'm a freaking Jolteon. But if I'm able to force Nidoking out, Jolteon can just come in and just put in so much work, which is really, really awesome. Next off, we have Bruno the Registeel, which is a mixed defensive set solely to take on AV Tornadus. Seismic Toss over something like Earthquake because it's just really good to spam and hit things like Uxie and Nidoking for pretty nice damage. Also can do some decent damage to Pangoro. Actually, Pangoro is kind of scary in this game. I have a decent way to check it, but depending on what set it's running could determine on if it's a threat or not, so I definitely have to watch out for that. But yes, Seismic Toss can definitely just be spammed against his team. This is also kind of a pseudo switch in to Kingdra. If it's out of rain, definitely a switch in rain, possibly definitely a switch into Dracos though. A max defense nature just so I can better take on a potential physically offensive Tornadus T and take a potential superpower from Scizor, but he most likely is just going to have Roost, Bullet Punch, U-Turn, and either Defog or Swords Dance on the Scizor, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But yeah, this Registeel still is able to just choose special hits like an absolute Dawn. Actually, back to Miss Magius, I forgot to explain her moves, but Taunt is really nice to stop SD and SD, Scizor, and Mimikyu potentially, and also stop Curslax. Will-O-Wisp is just nice to spread paralysis and wear things down. Pain Split is going to be really nice because if I do switch into a Shadow Ball, I'm going to be low, then I Pain Split on the Nidoking or Pain Split on whatever bulky wall he switches into this, and then I wear that down and I gain back my own HP so I can then switch back in to Nidoking. So that's kind of how the idea behind this Miss Magius set works out. And then Shadow Ball is just there for stab hits, everything except for Snorlax, which I can just taunt, Will-O-Wisp, and then Pain Split on. And then finally off is probably the coolest set I think that I've probably run ever, and it was my idea, which makes me even happier because it has potential to put in a lot of work. Not the set, okay, so basically it's defensive Infernape, but the thought of defensive Infernape was my idea, but the set idea came from my boy Matty Brawler. So the speed EVs are to outspeed Mimikyu. That way I can Will-O-Wisp it before it SDs or before it hits me. This also lets me 100% stop SD Mega Scizor and stop Curslax as long as I don't let them boost up too badly, because as long as Curslax only boosts up to 1 curse, I can still safely bring in Infernape, Will-O-Wisp it or taunt it, even low kick it potentially, and then go from there. Rocky Helmet's going to be super good to chip down Mega Scizor and to chip down Pangoro as well. This is kind of my pseudo switch into Pangoro, and then it also lets me chip down Snorlax. I don't think he is going to bring Curslax, just because I do have Infernape and I have a unaware Pikumuku and a Miss Magius. So even if he has something like Earthquake, he shouldn't be doing entirely too much damage to me, and Low Kick already does so much damage back to Snorlax. If I'm able to just burn it, it's really not even going to be a problem, so that's really good. The only downside to this is that Infernape can literally do nothing to Uxie outside of Wisp it, and the same goes for Nidoking, because this did originally have a Muscle Band for attacks with U-Turn to hit Uxie and Earthquake to hit Nidoking. But at that small sacrifice, I don't get swept by Mega Scizor and Curslax after Nidoking just kind of wrecks me, and already have a pretty decent way to deal with Nidoking. But yeah, I'm really hoping that defensive Infernape here will be able to put in a lot of work. So that is the team, guys. We have Guerrero the Infernape, Juliet the Jolteon, Bruno the Registeel, Maria the Miss Magius, Square Up the Pikumuku, and Lantonio the Landorus. And again, these are the exact 4 Mons I'm expecting Riz to want to bring, and then the final 2 are either going to be Politoed and Kingdra for that nice little Rain Dance Swift Swim core, or Snorlax and Pikumuku just to be a bit more offensive without having to rely completely on Kingdra and then if the rain is gone, then he can't do anything. So yeah, I expect him more or less to bring Snorlax and Mimikyu instead of the Rain Core, but if he does bring the Rain Core, it's covered. But this matchup is just still so bad, man. Nidoking's annoying, the Rain Core is annoying, Tornadus is annoying, Mimikyu is annoying, Kerslax is annoying, and Mega Scizor is annoying. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this matchup. Let me know what you think about our squad. The match will be going up tomorrow on Friday or later on Friday if I upload this on Friday, but I should be uploading this on Thursday. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to hammer that like button down below. With all that being said, guys, I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody. Thank you all for watching.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.